Perhaps it is just a quirk of my nature, my slight excess of melanin, but whatever the reason, I am completely immune to white guilt. I don't think white people have anything to apologize for.
My offer is this: nothing.
And yet, many people disagree, including some of the loudest voices in our culture. So we will now do a tour of white guilt.
Hi.
Hello, hello, hello.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, I'm Nancy.
Nancy, that's my mom's name.
My dad named me after my great aunt who was a slave.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's got to be a joke, right? I think.
Well, think again!
This could be an orientation session when you go to a university. This could be a workplace diversity seminar. In any case, though, I'm not of the opinion that many conservatives are these days, that we ought to ignore history and we should just judge every facet of society by what is going on precisely at the present day. I don't think that's true. I'm kind of with the libs when they say that history has long-standing effects. I think that's true. Obviously, I'm a conservative. I'm very concerned with history and tradition. But the notion that one group of people uniquely has suffered and therefore ought to whine about it all the time is very silly and not conducive to anyone's flourishing. What is conducive to your flourishing is ExpressVPN, which is the group that has brought us this video. More from them in just a moment. For now, let's continue to more white guilt.
Yeah, I'm not a good white person. Learning to understand that as I pursue anti-racism, it doesn't make me good. It doesn't make me the good white person is super important. Because doing this work doesn't make me a good white person. It makes me reasonable, normal, that I just have the milk of human kindness, that I see the suffering of 50 million other people, and that I care about it makes me simply human. It doesn't make me good.
Good grief.
He's very confused, but it comes from a good place, I think. He's contradicting himself, right? Because he says, well, most people aren't doing this work. Most people, I'm one of the good ones, but I'm not one of the good ones. But I'm trying to be aware in this extremely racist world and just trying to be normal and kind and good and anti-racist. That just makes you human, even though most humans aren't that way. And I'm special, but I'm not special, and I just want to be good. This is what happens when true religion collapses in your society. He's following a new kind of theology, a new kind of religion, which begins in modernity and flowers out of liberalism, and now we'd call it wokeness or anti-racism. But the new religion is really just a recapitulation and synthesis of a lot of the heresies that the old religion was able to do away with 2,000 years ago. The traditional Christian way of becoming more good is recognizing you're not good and begging for God's grace, and then opening yourself up to cooperate with God's grace, and in so doing, becoming sanctified. But a works-based religion is not going to save you. You are not capable of saving yourself. So nothing really new here. It's just a return of the old false gods. And I feel bad for this guy because he's at least starting from a sincere and legitimate recognition of his own insufficiency. He just doesn't know what to do with it, so he drives himself nuts.
Just stop. Just stop doing it. You're going to drive me crazy.
It's not luck, it's privilege.
We're privileged that people see us, not a color.
Privilege that we don't get stared at when we walk into the room.
Privilege that we don't get followed by security when we go shopping.
Or pulled over when we're in the wrong neighborhood.
We're privileged because society was set up for us, and our silence keeps it in place.
Who set it up?
It was me!
Every society sets up its structures and its norms and its habits for the people in that society. Is that so crazy? I don't know. It seems like common sense. What is not common sense is the claim that they make in the first part of that video, which is that when you're white, people don't see your skin color. When you're white, they just see you for your individuality. But that's obviously not true, because the whole thesis of the video is that they're all white and they're all equally terrible.
You're both just awful.
In modern society, the only group that you are legally permitted to discriminate against and socially encouraged to insult and discriminate against is white people. That's the one group.
White people.
It's not just that the libs get it a little bit wrong, that they're perverting the truth. They're totally inverting the truth. It's just opposite day. Right now, go to expressvpn.com/MichaelYT. Do you ever read the fine print that appears when you start browsing in that incognito mode? It says your activity might still be visible to your employer, your school, or your internet service provider. To really stop people from seeing the sites you visit, you need to do what I do and trust ExpressVPN. Without ExpressVPN, every site you visit could be logged by the administrator of that network. That is still true even when you are in incognito mode. What's more, your home ISP can also see and record your browsing data. In the US, they are legally allowed to sell those data to advertisers. ExpressVPN is an app that encrypts all of your network data and reroutes it through a network of secure servers so that your private online activity stays just that, private. ExpressVPN works on all your devices and it's super easy to use. You just click one button and you're ready to go. Don't let strangers invade your online privacy. Go to expressvpn.com/Michael, letter Y, letter T. expressvpn.com/MichaelYT to get 3 extra months for free. expressvpn.com/MichaelYT.
I don't feel privileged because of the color of my skin. Right now,
it's because of the color of my hair.
During the last 4 years, my eyes have been opened and I am seriously disgusted, ashamed to be around so many people who share the same colour skin as I. Honestly, I'm not a violent person. I've never been violent. But since dating an islander, my temper has gone from 0 to 1,000 real quick. For the simple fact, racism is all around us. Whether you want to admit it or not, it is. Because I see it. But I'm disgusted to be white. And I'm actually ashamed to be white.
I can't tell if she's joking, because if you just read what she was saying, you'd think it might be sincere. But she doesn't look disgusted at herself. It looks kind of ironic, and I can't tell if it's just an elaborate bit, especially because the funniest part of the whole video is when she says, you know, I've been just totally normal and placid my whole life, but ever since dating, I don't know why she's Irish now. Is she Irish? I don't know, she's got that red hair. Ever since dating a black man, now I just lose my temper all the time. I'm completely irrational, and I'm taken away on gusts of passion. You become completely unreasonable if that's, I don't know. That's why I think it's a bit. I think it's a bit, but I don't know, because the line between reality and satire has been exploded.
Well, we know he's being God and he no longer can be here. We honor his legacy. We're not rioting, God. We ask for forgiveness from our black brothers and sisters for years and years of racism, of systematic racism.
I don't think we need to worship black people.
The f*** is his problem?
If you don't want to be a racist, then you have to worship black people. If you don't want to be an anti-Semite, you have to worship Jews. If you don't want to be a homophobe, you have to worship homosexuals. Can't you just be normal?
No. No. The answer is no.
No. We're going to end up either, marching with hoods on our heads with burning crosses, or we're going to go bow down and worship black people. Hey, just be normal, guys. How about you just be normal? It'll be much more conducive to your well-being. All right, everyone. I really want to thank all of the beautiful, perfect, just could not improve in any way races who watched this video. The Hispanics, who are a little bit white actually, so let's put them to the side. The blacks, the Asians, are there other races? I'm sure there are. I want to thank all of you. And to all of you filthy, disgusting white people, good riddance. See you all next time.
I'm green, it'll do fine. It's beautiful. And I think it's what I want to be.